Most of the time, when you talk about completion or finishing a project or um, putting effort into something, it of course it requires work. I mean, it's just going to require some form of input from you overall. That's just the way that it is. So, with that being the case, I kind of want to elaborate on, something I was talking to someone about, and we were talking about, one of my videos going distance. But the thing we specifically was talking about was giving up. Why you gave up? Why you give up? And that's the topic. Well, that's what we were talking about. With that being the case, of course, my name is Kahyoh Be. Thank you for tuning in again. If you are tuning in again, it is greatly appreciated. I don't like applying pressure, but for the sake of the channel, it does help me out if you hit that like button. Whether you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, it's still greatly appreciated, I would like to say, because then the algorithm picks it up and shares it with other individuals. Of course, you can share this video as well. Do leave a comment if you enjoy these, what I would like to call audio, video, podcast conversations. I don't know, man, just throwing some stuff out here. But on this channel, if you don't know me, once again, my name is Kahyoh Be. I am very inspired and motivated by being a confident individual and also going the distance and pushing yourself to certain limits. That's another video I will probably do later on. But right now, let's get back to what we were talking about. And I'm going to get this over with. This was just something that I wanted to share. And, it's talking about why and how you gave up. And there's a couple of reasons on why you do this. When you give up, does it make you feel weak, or does giving up justify a reason for not being able to complete a task, a goal, seeing something through, such as a relationship, a project, depending on the circumstances and the situation at that particular time, whatever it is you're working on for the sake of this conversation. What I was saying was, I think there are two kinds of people. And what I mean by there are two kinds of people is that's people that go the distance and people that give up, man. I mean, it's just what it is, the two ways that a person give up on a particular something or someone, etc. One way is how a person gives up or gives in on whatever. They lack belief. They don't feel it's worth their time or their effort. They are unable to see the light at the end of the tunnel or the end goal, for the sake of the conversation. And the second is the lack of confidence, no heart. They don't have, they have too much ego in it, or perhaps they can't control the situation, especially if someone is like trying to control the conversation or control the room, or if this person has to win at all costs. The moment that they see that there's no room for mistakes, or they feel like they won't win, they leave. I'll give you an example. Like when we play ball, there's this one guy that if his team is like 6-0 while we're playing the game, so we're up 6 points and his team is at 0, he'll quit. Like we're going to 15 or 21 or maybe 32, but this guy, I totally like get off the court. Oh man, I'm done. Such and such, such and such. This is how this topic came about, but you can use this to help you understand individuals and, push your way forward to finish your goals and complete whatever it is you're trying to achieve, because some individuals just may lack that. I think procrastination falls into this conversation as well to help support it as far as the details go, but that's a whole nother situation. But, individuals who have to win at all costs, who really don't like doing the work or who don't want to put that much effort in, can also give up, because they just don't have any confidence. They don't want to put forth the effort, and they really don't think that it's going to benefit them. Generally when those type of things happen, you'll see that in those like school projects sometimes. Whenever you had a school project, there was always one person who didn't put in enough work, or didn't do as much research, or didn't help out a lot, or didn't do their part of the homework. But the sad part is, because they are in your group or a part of the group, they get the same grade you get. So if you guys don't work together, or if you don't do the work, the whole team fails that particular part of the class or that subject or whatever it is that you guys formed a conglomerate to work on. Now, the crazy thing is, it's funny how we'll push the limits on things that have no mental, spiritual, knowledgeable, or fundamental value whatsoever. I mean, I'm a victim of this too, so this is not like a tear down somebody conversation, but we're just talking about why people give up, why you shouldn't give up, what made you give up, and or give in for that matter. But because we put blinders on to manifest the things that serves no purpose in our life, and afterwards there's no satisfaction or whatever, it's funny how we can put our focus on the small tangible things as opposed to putting our focus on bigger tangible things to complete a goal, or to go the distance, or be a team player, or just to see the end goal of a task, something simple as that. But the thing that's so crazy is, no matter what it is that we try to obtain with these mediocre type goals that we set, such as buying a car, buying clothes, looking forward to hanging out with our friends on a particular day, so we clear our schedule, or we make sure nothing interrupts whatever it is we're doing leading up to the day that we're supposed to do whatever it is that we do. It's funny how we can focus and concentrate and make those things happen, but when it comes down to bigger projects, when it comes down to something as simple as cleaning out an attic, man, or a garage, you go in there and you look at it, you need to do it, but it's like, forget it, I'll do it tomorrow. And again, that's why I say we could also put procrastination in there, however, but that's a whole nother subject, that's a whole nother video, so we'll touch bases on that, later. But the craziest thing is, once a person achieves the simple things that they desire, then they become content. So it's easier to possibly look forward to those short-term goals and or those small things that you want to buy that makes you feel content, that your heart desire, no matter what it may be. But when you know you have to get up off your butt and do something, that's the hard part, because it means you got to concentrate. It means you have to put forth the effort. It means you have to get mentally in the mood, or get your mind right to put yourself in the possible best position to get the work done. You know what I mean? So basically what I'm saying is, however, when it comes to putting in real work towards something that will serve a meaningful purpose, the moment you run into obstacles, you get discouraged. You get complacent. You fall short and start to doubt yourself. And once that sets in, then that's when other negative effects or negative people or negative things come in, and you just totally just forget the whole project overall, or you give up on something, or you say forget it, I don't want to do that because it's too hard, it's too much work. But then at the end, here's the craziest thing. Here's the craziest thing. You lose that desire so quick, and the fire you had, that at some point, to me, you have to say to yourself, because I've been a victim of this. I've learned not to do it anymore. So I'm telling you, the hardest thing, I say all the time, the hardest thing for people to do is concentrate. But we concentrate and we focus on the wrong thing. But the thing is, it's like you had this great idea. It felt so good. You knew this is where you wanted to be. You knew this is where you wanted to go. You knew that this is what you wanted to accomplish. You felt, and you can actually envision the end goal, but you give up at the moment something doesn't go right. And I think people do this in relationships all the time. I think that's where it happens the most. I think giving up happens the most in relationships. Now, I'm not talking about toxic situations that you should remain in. No, I'm not saying stay with somebody that's abusive, or somebody that isn't giving you what you need, or if you know what you want, man, anything worth having is going to require some work. That's just the way that it is. Anything worth having is going to require some work. But the moment you give up, it's not like starting over. And what that is okay, today was a hard day, so you just didn't feel like putting forth the effort on that today. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But you pick back up tomorrow. I remember one time I had told someone I was in a relationship with, and I explained this to her, and I don't think she understood what I was saying, but she figured it out later on. And I said, it's okay, because every day you're not going to love me, but tomorrow is another day, and you will love me, or you will feel different, as long as you're willing to put forth the effort to make this work. And see, I think, just if we're talking about relationships, I think people get sidetracked because they come into the relationship and they think, or they say, or they feel like, oh yeah, well, this is going to last forever. I feel so great with this person, but it's just like the weather. Pretty soon the rain is going to come. Every day the sun is not going to shine. There will be days where it will rain. Sometimes it may rain a week, but you still look forward to those days that bring the sunshine in. And if you prepare yourself, then the rain doesn't really affect the situation as much as you think it will. So basically what I'm saying is, if you expect those little things to happen, or those little small bump in the road starts to wear you down, just focus on why you're doing it, what the purpose is, how it makes you feel, what's the end goal, and where it will set you at that particular point in time in your life. So, when we talk about giving up, or when we talk about why people give up, or when we mention some of the things that make us just trash the whole situation altogether, sometimes you got to sit there and ask yourself, what is it going to take to make this happen? See, sometimes people don't. You have to do research on yourself. I got a video on that I did. I just never released it. It was not a video. Well, it is a video. It is a video. So, but what it talks about is you have to learn how to research yourself. This is something that I've done, and I've learned this from somebody a long time ago. But if you do not take the time to research yourself, you'll find out that it's very easy for you to give up. You have to know what you're capable of. You have to know what you're willing to do. You have to know the type of work or whatever it is that you're about to do, what it will require to get that done, and man up, woman up, and do what you got to do. I really kicked this a little bit longer than I expected. However, maybe I'll do a part 2 to this, but what we're saying is, well, what I'm saying overall is you shouldn't give up on things that you know makes you feel good. You shouldn't give up on things that you know will serve a greater purpose in your life. You should not give up on things that are meaningful, that move you spiritually, that gives you the capabilities of being more knowledgeable, things that have more fundamental value to support whatever it is you're trying to achieve. You shouldn't give up. Yeah, it's going to be hard, man, and maybe I'll explain some of the things that I've done that I didn't give up on. And, I don't know if you guys would probably ever be able to see the fruits of my labor, but I'll be able to show you that. But if you stick with me, hang out with me sometimes, and I'm talking about, of course, on YouTube, these topics will come up, and the more you get to know me and the more we hang out, you'll see what I'm about. But anyway, if you like what you heard, of course, like I said, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Of course, let me know some of the things that you gave up on. Maybe someone can help you out. I always say this, this is about building a community of people to help motivate, inspire, and push people forward, man, because that's what we're all about. Not just talking or having conversations, but overall just really pushing people to get to where they need to be. This is something that I've been doing for a long time. I've been actually motivating and inspiring my friends for the longest of time without me even knowing it. But it's just that I don't like to see people give up. And I think when I see people give up on something that I know would have been a great purpose or would have served a purpose for a better life or a better situation, or allow them to get to where they're going, it kind of makes me feel sad, because I'm like, damn, you just gave up for no apparent reason. And whenever you ask these people, I know it's crazy. I know I said I was going to cut this, but I just had another thought. It's like when a person gives up, man, it's like I can't understand. I'm like, but you were so close, and then you just threw it all away. And it's kind of sad, because it makes you say to yourself, if you got that close and you gave up, that's a dangerous person. That's a very dangerous person to have in your circle, because that is definitely someone that you will not be able to count on. Well, we're going to touch down on this again, man. I got more of these coming up, man. It's just crazy. But yeah, don't give up. Hang in there. Do your part. put in the effort, and I'm pretty sure you'll be happy with the results in the end. With that being the case, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. My name is Kahyoh Be. Peace.